What is the purpose of that agenda? Agenda for personal what? Holiness. Now let me first describe to you the misunderstanding that many people have about holiness is about rules and regulations. They think anybody, whenever you want to talk about holiness, with don't wear this, don't eat this, don't stand here, don't do that, turn like this, turn your hair like this, don't rub pomade. No. Excuse me, that's not the issue. When we were growing up, some of us were confused. We thought holiness means hollowness. We imagine that if you are holy, you must be hollow. We think that holiness does not allow anybody to smile. And if you laugh too much, you have lost your holiness. So we are doing like this. Even though you want to laugh. It was cumbersome. This was man holiness that has no benefit to anybody. It only made men legalistic. And so it made so many people to discard personal holiness as if it is a bondage. And so sometimes I see so many people in our time, they say, yeah, no, don't bring this kind of holy to us. So the Spirit of God has called us to liberty. And wherever the Spirit of God is, there is what? Liberty. Liberty. And you know the way we talk then is liberty. And liberty meant license to misbehave. No. May I tell you a secret? You want to know the secret? Because there's only one weapon that the devil has discovered. Not two weapons, only one. The weapon the devil has discovered, and it has worked for him, to bring any man, no matter how great he is, it will bring him to become a piece of bread, is the question of sin. Listen to me now. Do you know why the devil always tempts you with sin? It is because sin is the most effective razor blade that cuts a man from God. Hear me very well. Maybe you don't understand. Sin, no matter how high you are, sin will cut you like this, shaken, and brought you down. Sin will turn the eyes of the Almighty God away from you. If God wanted to help you before, when he sees iniquity in your life, what happens? If God wanted to hear your prayer before, when sin comes, sin will just appear like a very thick black blanket to cover the eyes of the Lord, not to see you. Now, why does the devil use sin? Let me tell you now. It is because if God be for us, who can be against us? So the devil knows that the only way in which I can conquer this man is if I can create an isolation between him and his source of power. Every sin seeks to do what? To isolate you for slaughter. If you see a pastor beginning to sin, he's finished. He's been isolated for what? For slaughter. So the reason why the devil uses sin so much, I don't know anything else that the devil has used that is so effective for him. is because sin will put you at loggerhead with God. Once God sees you living in sin, he will mobilize his power to fight you. That's why all the men that would have been great for God, sin cut them short. So when you have an agenda for future, are you hearing me? It is not in the future that you must overcome sin. When must you overcome sin? Let me tell you, sisters, are you hearing me? You know, the temptation to sin is usually very, very, very high at this age when we are young. I will tell you a reason. All of you, are you hearing me? If to say sin comes to a man's life once and goes away, it will not have been a problem, because if you sin once, it will leave you. But every sin, are you hearing me, comes to addict. It comes to enslave. If you have never told lies in your life, thank God. The day you begin to tell lies, I want you to hear me. You will start telling lies as what? As an addiction. Suddenly you will not just know why. You can't just tell anything straight anymore. Some young men, they thought that they could just peep into pornography. You just say, just for this once. The devil will not tell you that he wants you to be addicted. Just say 5 minutes. Do you know the truth of the matter is that you peep into that thing for 5 minutes, you are hooked. And if God does not come with a powerful hand, you are hooked for 1 week. Tell me, is it 1 week? You are hooked almost for many years, if not for life. Why? Every sin comes to addict. So Jesus said, he who is committing sin is what? Is a slave of sin. Sin comes to do what? To enslave. Anything that comes to enslave you. So if I have an agenda to be a free man, an agenda to be a man that God can work with, an agenda for it to be a man that God will use and God will stand with me. I may not have money, but I have God.